Today, I'm watching the Twilight Zone, Season 3, Episode 4. The third season has been off to a great start, in my opinion. The previous episode was about this shelter, they were celebrating a neighbor's birthday party, and then, of course, we see what happens, with the siren that goes off, everybody panics, and yeah, a really, really great episode, in my opinion. Not a lot of sci-fi elements other than the UFOs, but the human stories, I think are what's the most terrifying aspect of it, so they don't seem to be doing more of the next time on Twilight Zones. I haven't seen any for the third season, so I'm going to assume that they aren't doing them anymore, so I have no idea what this episode is about, but thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for movies or TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to see exclusive content from this episode, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Yeah, we've had a few military-themed episodes before, and a few episodes taking place, in the past, but I think this is the first time we've seen something where, the soldiers are coming home, these veterans, but yeah, that's an interesting approach for sure. So it's glad to see, I don't mind similar themes, but they're still changing it up, they're taking a different approach to it.
Rest of the bit.
Not at all.
Thank you.
I have seen a movie called The Beguiled, and I'm worried if that's where we're gonna go. I know this came out much, earlier than that, but that's kind of the first thing that comes to mind.
Yellow Tavern with General Stewart.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and how war, affects everybody. Obviously, she looks like she's just sitting outside waiting for something that's never coming back.
Dresses and cheered them on and threw flowers. Felt so grand.
Yeah, and kind of this weird romanticism about it. That's what it feels like she's describing.
They'll all be coming back just as they left. How wrong we were.
There's something, so noble about going to fight for your country, obviously, and, they're throwing flowers, but quickly learn that there's more to it than that.
Did you think that with so many, my Judd might be amongst them?
Yeah, she's still holding out hope, obviously, but, I mean...
Sergeant.
As you wish, Billy.
I like that frame, yeah, just to have her, facing away from him, and the shape of his guitar I don't recognize. I'm guessing it's something from the past, but, it's similar, obviously, but there's, it's more box-shaped.
North-south. A place we call the Twilight Zone.
I love the whip pans to him being in the scene every time. So good.
Charlie! Charlie, it's Lavinia! We thought you'd been...
I don't think it's him. I think, no, it's somebody else.
Oh, I'm so glad you come back, Charlie.
This guy's shell-shocked or something. He's not responding.
Oh, your wife will be so glad to see you. So very, very glad.
Oh, it's not her husband, it's somebody else's. Okay.
Please come over. Would you do that for me? Though I expect she'll want to keep you to herself for some time.
Oh my.
Come home to me. I'd hold him close, so close. I'd not let him leave again.
I feel bad. She's just so lonely. But yeah, I'm worried about Charlie. I don't think Charlie's gonna make it home.
Gettysburg, shot through the head. That's what they said. Thank God they made a mistake.
Or he's a ghost? Maybe is that what we're doing? Shot through the head is not a lot of chances of survival.
There's blood on his cap. There's blood on Charlie's cap.
Well, maybe he is a ghost after all. Just wandering the earth. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, these people have just been walking by for, what is this, days now? We've seen morning and night.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which makes me wonder if these two were dead as well. She said she wasn't feeling well. He's obviously injured.
Inside you but soft mush and sad ballads. Ain't you ever gonna grow up and become a man?
That's real encouraging. Thanks. Yeah, I'm curious if it's literal ghosts, metaphorical ghosts. Yeah, dealing with the PTSD after war. And I like that they're using music to connect these characters and, find solace, even though they're sadder songs, but it's a way for them to communicate.
Where she stands, did you know?
Is this her husband? Oh, what? There definitely seems to be some coincidences.
He'd play and sing.
Just like he's doing now. Mm.
Why don't you go away from here? This place's no good for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if he is coming back, is it going to be a ghost? Yeah, where's she going to go also?
And singing and telling all his neighborhood about the rebels he's killed.
Yeah, it's not fair and cruel, and she's not going to get the vengeance she's hoping for.
What kind of poison set on your mind? You'll die from it, man.
Yeah, if you play the what if game, you're going to just get crazier and crazier. Oh, God, no.
No, ma'am. I don't want to hear no more talk about butchery and bloodshed.
Yeah, there's no end. It just goes in circles for forever.
No, I don't want to hear no more about...
Yeah, and we've seen that before, like characters in these wartime, themed episodes that have very strong convictions against peace and have not, advocating for war in any way.
You traveling far?
Just up the road?
And that he's all in black or all in shadow and we can't see him.
Yes, a long time.
I'm worried she went to go get that gun. Oh, no.
I remember that.
Sure, of course you do. Well, Lieutenant, I'd like for you to meet the lady of the house.
What are the chances he would just be, yep, that's what I was worried about.
Pay heed to the sergeant's gratitude.
Oh, gosh.
You'll ever get. The last one on this earth, this I promise you.
Let me have that gun, ma'am.
She's just so mad at everything.
Thanked him, Sergeant. Now, if you'll be kind enough to step aside so I can thank him for a few other services.
Oh, God! She's like, I don't really care that he saved you. I'm going after this. But nothing happened.
I couldn't have missed you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not far away.
I couldn't have missed you.
I feel like he's a ghost.
And spraying all over the place. I remember you standing up and clawing at your eyes and screaming, I'm blind.
Oh, no. Oh, gosh. That's why we can't see his face.
Any difference now, either? That water from the well.
And that his last act was saving somebody. Because he's blind and he can't see it. Yep. Oh my gosh. It's terrifying. But like the makeup and stuff looks so cool, but just horrific at the same time. Like it's so well done. Oh, this poor guy.
And this too shall pass. This too shall pass.
Oh, I feel like he's referring to a lot of things with that sentence.
I don't know, man. But there's something down the end of that road, and I gotta find out what it is.
Yeah, I feel like it's ghosts. That's my guess.
A new Confederacy born out of the ashes. Lee?
I think he's got to go either way. Like, he's clearly drawn to it. Even if he's alive, I think he needs to... Yeah, like you said, nothing here is for him. It is interesting that both sides would go down the same path, but I guess if the war is over, then...
Please. Please. Oh.
I don't believe it. I don't think he's really back. It seems too good to be true.
It isn't any longer.
We can rebuild it all. We can...
I feel like he's gonna suggest the road.
You know. I think I do. I'm not sure, but I think I do.
Is he just realizing that he might be dead and... Does the road even end? Are they just stuck wandering, this road aimlessly forever?
They're finished. And they die out. There's only silence.
Yep, and there's no more footsteps coming. Yeah.
Mine came at Yellow Tavern with a bullet, and yours came here with a fever.
No.
Yeah, they said she wasn't feeling good when we first started. Oh, gosh, that'd be so hard to accept.
I'm not leaving you, my darling. I'll wait for you. I'll meet you at the end of the road.
Oh, my heart.
Come back to me! John, come back!
Oh, is this Lincoln? Oh, gosh.
You're staying behind, my dear?
My heart.
I'm afraid.
Of course you are.
I'm guessing that's Lincoln. Yeah, they mentioned he had passed away at the start of the episode as well.
I'm dead, too. I guess you might say I'm the last casualty of the Civil War.
She obviously doesn't want to admit it. I mean, she was waiting for her husband, so excited when she saw him, but now realizes that she's gone too.
But it's one of many that lead in and out of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, where does it go? I don't think they're coming back either way. So it was my first time watching The Twilight Zone, season 3, episode 4. I liked this episode. I thought it was an interesting approach. I do feel like it was a little obvious to find out that we're going to be ghosts at the end, but that didn't ruin it for me. I still found a lot of really interesting pieces about this episode. We've had military-themed episodes before. We've had episodes in the 1800s before, but to have this different approach I liked of the war is over, these soldiers are coming home, and just to see them, marching along. When we first started the episode, I thought, okay, maybe we're doing a twist on The Beguiled. If you've seen that movie, I won't give anything away, but that's kind of what I thought maybe we're going to do that approach. Definitely not the case at all. And of course, it reminded me a little bit of Gone with the Wind, if you've seen that film. But yeah, I really liked this approach. We haven't had a ton of ghost-themed episodes, so it's always interesting to have that mixed. And yeah, I just like how you were kind of going back and forth between, are they literal ghosts? Are they, metaphorical ghosts? Are these guys who are just so shocked from war, PTSD, which I understand wasn't really discussed at the time, but these guys have clearly seen a lot. They're struggling. They're just so mentally, kind of checked out that they can't even process what's going on. And when we have that scene when Lavinia recognizes Charlie and she goes up to him and she's like, "Oh, I thought you were dead." I was like, "Oh," and like from the moment you can't really see, they mentioned that he had been shot in the head, and I was like, well, there's no like distinguishing marks or anything. Maybe they just don't want it to be too graphic. I don't know. He has blood on his hat, and I was like, okay. But still, like, I feel like when you're reporting from the front, you wanted to make sure you're notifying the family correctly. Again, maybe there was confusion, maybe things got mixed up, maybe people thought they did and came home. I'm not a Civil War expert, but it seemed very suspicious, and he wasn't really even looking at her. He doesn't stop to embrace her. She's kind of more clinging to him. But that interaction, I thought, okay, maybe he's just, and again, it's a ghost in human form. He's not, she can hold on to him because of course she is a ghost herself, and it's not like they have this ghost ethereal effect. They're very somber, but again, that also fit the theme of the episode, so it didn't seem out of place. It was more when we had the lieutenant who was blinded, and even our wounded soldier who's talking about, he's like, "Hey, you were helping me, like you were trying to save my foot, and you were trying to make sure I was okay, and then another shell went off, and then you thought you were blind and you were screaming." That's kind of his last memories. In similar movies and TV shows, ghosts have trouble remembering things. It's kind of not an obvious tell, but kind of one of the underlying characteristics of a ghost character. They can't really remember everything because they're no longer alive. And the fact that he was like, "Oh, I can't really remember," and I was like, okay, maybe it's just a lot going on. So again, it wasn't an obvious side, but I think looking back on it, it'd probably make more sense why he was struggling too much. Because I was like, this would be a huge, this guy was bandaging your foot and like all these things were going on. It sounds like a pretty distinct memory. But we have that reveal where, he puts the lamp to his face and we're able to see his scarring and everything. And it was just, it looked really cool. Like it looked legitimate, but it was also terrifying. Like it looked so real. And again, for a show that came out in the 1960s, it doesn't look super dated in my opinion. I'm sure it would look different now, and maybe it being in black and white, helps hide some of that too. But I still thought it was terrifying, but again, it adds that element of like, okay, someone wouldn't really survive this. It makes it okay. You're starting to doubt the, narrative a little bit more. And we only have the soldiers and Lavinia. We don't have any, she says there's other houses around. We don't really see anybody else interacting. And when we do meet Lavinia at the start, she says she's not feeling well and she has a fever. So I'm assuming she had passed away, in that house sometime before the soldiers got there, because I don't think she'd be able to see them if she wasn't also dead. And they mentioned the state of the house, that it's incredibly burnt out, and I was like, it doesn't seem habitable. I mean, I realized she probably didn't have other options of where to go, but if it's so destroyed, I mean, what are you gonna, you can't stay there. And it feels like most people who were alive probably would have picked up and left at that point. Whether they had a place to go or not, I don't know. And I like that we had music to kind of connect our characters as well. well between the soldier and Lavinia, and they're able to kind of use that as a language to go through their grief and to just take a moment and process things. And the wounded soldier, I don't even think we get a name for in the entire episode. He's the only one that kind of peels off the path to stop for water, other than the lieutenant, but everybody else is just steadfast, walking. Nobody's even really looking up. Nobody's asking for food. And again, just kind of thinking of other wartime movies that I've seen, usually when soldiers would pass a house, even if it was mostly destroyed, they would still try and look for food or supplies or something. But obviously that's not the case because they don't need any of those things. And I was like, why is this the only road? But again, it didn't seem like an obvious thing. It was like, okay, maybe this is where they're coming from. And again, it's Twilight Zone. It's only 22 minutes. They're not really going into crazy amounts of detail. So I didn't really question that aspect of it. But I really like that this road, is the metaphor for either going into the afterlife. If you want to believe it's purgatory, they're just kind of stuck wandering this road forever, aimlessly. And even our wounded soldier, he has this call to go back on the road, and he doesn't even offer to take Lavinia with her. Maybe he realizes he's a ghost and realizes she's a ghost, but maybe doesn't know how to tell her at that point. I don't know. And feels like whatever his future is, lies at the end of this road. And I like that ending shot we had with just Lavinia running into the fog and the smoke, chasing after her husband. And we do have that conversation with Judd at the end when he's talking to Lavinia, and he obviously knows that he's dead, and maybe the other soldiers do as well. Obviously we don't have many conversations with them, but her response, immediately being in denial, like, what are you talking about? And we do find out that it was in fact the fever that killed her, and he did die in battle like she thought. And him being the one to tell her, I don't think she would have really listened. And even when he tells her, she doesn't really want to listen, and we need, Abraham Lincoln. We've had historical figures in this episodes before, so it was cool to see that. And he says he's the last casualty of the Civil War, and he's the last one on the road. Like, all the soldiers are gone. He's kind of there to, to shepherd them along, and, says, like, you can't stay, basically. Like, you need to go on this path. Like, there's nothing for you here anymore. And I almost wonder if she would have stayed, what that would have meant. She just would have been a ghost. She just would have been stuck there forever. I don't know if this road, would have closed. I don't know if she would have had another chance, but I think when she realized that moment, she'd rather be dead with her husband than alive by herself. And I still don't think she fully believes that she's dead. I think she just wants to, whatever the options are, she just doesn't want to stay here by herself, and was probably very lonely, even when she was alive and also when she was dead. So obviously a lot of big themes in this episode: grief, loss, dealing with casualties of war and how it affects so many different facets. Like, it's not just people on the front lines who are affected, it's people at home as well, and all of their families. And we see her, go through anger as well when she's like, well, I want to kill the person who killed my husband, basically. And to have the wounded soldier be so against it because he realizes if she kills the guy who killed her husband, somebody's going to come after her for killing, him. And it just goes on and on and on. And it's just this never-ending circle of people, constantly killing, and nobody really wins in the end. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting setting for an episode, a different take on the wartime and military episodes that we've had. And of course, being in the 1800s as well, and getting to see Abraham Lincoln have this historical figure, and having Lavinia, this wartime widow being our main character, and, seeing her process, realizing that she has passed away as well, and having to process this road wherever it leads, wherever you want to believe it leads. Still no next time on the Twilight Zone, so I have no idea what the next episode is about, but thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Yeah, and kind of this like weird romanticism about it. I don't think it's him. I think, no, it's somebody else. What is this, like days now? We've seen morning and night. Oh God, she's like, I don't really care that he saved you. I'm going after this. I feel like he's gonna suggest the road. Yep, and there's no more footsteps coming. Realizes that she's gone too.